And
Hello,
we are
Jeff.
live. Hello, Mal. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm really good. Really good today. Got the night off. I was supposed to be working, but with me just being bank hours, someone had to make up the hours, so they pinched me shift off as the night. But I'm not complaining. It gives us time to spend with you, Jeff.
Been real good. I was surprised when you came because I was planning on jumping up here by myself, and I was like, well, what am I going to do to show to run the show? And I thought, well, I'd go ahead and try what I tried last week, right off the get go.
Have I spoiled your party? Ever?
What's that?
Have I spoiled your party?
No, you haven't.
No,
you have not spoiled it all. Not at all. No, are you kidding me? It was a it was a relief, man. I'm telling you.
It is. People don't realize, when you see Rickistan doing his, and he does it for a couple of hours, and he does it quite often through the week.
Yeah.
You don't realize how actually it takes it out. Yeah, when I done that Christmas one, and it was only me speaking to a camera. I couldn't see no one. You know what I mean? But it's that nerves, and you just kind of you're stuck to the seat with sweat up by the time you finished it by yourself. But at least when you've got someone, you can always just fall back, let them take the reins, you take the reins, slipstream a bit. So that's always good.
Absolutely. I mean, I get used to it. Like I'm talking by myself, I can. Of course, with me, I get rattling on, and it's like sometimes I lose track of the time too. But but it's good to have that grounding. Like that. So when you're here, it keeps me more of on the ground. I can keep my focus a little bit better and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Definitely. But so this is part of the presentation. I don't know if we can see it on the screen here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see now if I have the activity on here that I can. And it looks like.
Oh, is this what you were going to try last week with when JT was on and Arnold?
Yes.
The presentation.
Let me try this now and see if that works. That's working now. Okay. I can see that. So I am able to toggle now. So what I wanted to show is, I know a lot of people have regular, the Beta Splendens and everything, like Arnold has, he's read them and stuff, but I think a lot of people, and they may have heard of wild type betas, but I wanted to go ahead and just show some of the things that are available out there. In these here, this is in the Albi marginata complex. I've had these. Click on that one, bring it a little bigger. I've had a pair of these, and they were doing pretty well for me. And then the problem I had with these fish is I had a little gap at the back of the tank, and I thought it was. I mean, I had it really tight. I thought.
Yeah.
But the female had made it out of the tank, and shortly after that, I think the male fell into a depression or something, because once she was gone, there was a big. I could tell he got really depressed.
Yeah.
But I lost that pair. I had them for maybe close to a year.
Yeah.
But I have a new pair of different type now. I have over here. I didn't buy them from this. I got them from a master breeder in Ohio. I won't mention any names just so he doesn't get bombarded or anything. But
yeah,
I got a pair of these beta chinoides here, and these are a mouth brooding beta also. And right now I've got a male and female. I might be able to take my camera around a little bit later, but it's always difficult because they hide a lot.
Yeah.
Especially after they bred, which I got some footage of that. And like I say, I'm still trying to work out a way to I can get with you for maybe next week. I can show the footage of it.
Jeff, I'm working next week, but if I get off again like I did today, I'll definitely come back on.
Oh, I mean offline, me and you together.
All right.
And that way I could have it set up so I could present it on the next week's show, possibly.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You got like 20 minutes.
Dry run. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I got the footage of these guys breeding, and right now the male has a big, you can see his chin here. It kind of swells down because he has a mouthful of eggs right now.
Yeah.
And according to these guys breeding, it takes about 14 days for him to release the fry into the tank, and they're usually pretty good size. They're about the size of an Endler fry when they first are born.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that.
What are they like for aggression, the wild types compared? Because you see, they got to keep like the normal.
Oh, they're
I mean,
they're peaceful. You can keep
these are
these.
all peaceful.
Oh yeah, you can keep these in a community tank with
Yeah.
neon tetras. The most peaceful fish you can think of, and they won't.
They have like a sonority of them. Is it sonority or what is it for males again? Paternity, isn't it? Is it
Paternity. Yep, they're paternal mouth
paternity?
polluters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So could you have them as like a paternity tank? Could you and have loads of them, like the males? Could you and not?
Well, you're asking for a little bit of trouble that way. I mean, if you could have 2 or 3, and like in a 20-gallon tank, you could have easily two, maybe 3 pairs.
Just the reason was asking because when I went to Maidenhead Aquatics, they had some green ones. They look like that, but longer. And I wish I'd have took the first name began with an S, but I don't think it was Splendids. But it was the second name was Four Flux or something, Four Flax. But they look like them, but like a vivid lime green. You know, say your banner green.
Yes. Let me see.
It was that color green.
There is. Let me show it in the Unimaculata complex. They have some type here. Is it similar to like maybe this?
They were like that, yeah, but probably the green was closer to the green of your banner green.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. There's another type.
Sure, it was like Forlax or something. That was the second part of the Latin name. Oh. But I've never seen a fish as green in my life, because obviously like lime green like that.
Let's see here. Is this? Well, that's.
I wish I took a picture of it. It was more like your betters, your wild betters you got.
Yeah.
It was the same shaped head, but more longer, like a pencil fish, like that.
Oh, okay.
The next time I go, but in any case, they had them. I was looking at them. I was thinking about buying some when I was there. So they've got that new barcode thing where you can scan the barcode, learn about them, make sure you've got everything in place before you buy them. Mm-hmm. But they had the for sale sign on them, so there was 4 of them in the same tank. 2 didn't look as colourful as the 2 others, so that's what made us think, they're all right.
Oh, you know what? Those are probably male and female. The colorful ones are the males, and the females are more drab. And most of all of these. So there's probably actually 2 pair in that tank.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because when I went back, I think whoever had bought them had just took the 2 male ones and left the 2 females in the tank. Because when I went back, the other 2 were the less colourful ones that had been left. So obviously he did know what he was doing, the person that's bought them. Bit like me. I want that one. I want that one.
That's right. That's right. Mel, would you mind doing me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you go ahead and run through the chat and say hello to everybody for me? Because
of course I will.
Thank you very much.
I'll let it go right back at the top, because.
Sure.
Right.
That's fine.
We'll go through the chat. Wow, there's been quite a bit in. Yikes. Oh. My dyslexia is going to be put to the test, yeah, man.
I'm sorry. My eyesight is put to the test right now because I'm doing this I can see on my laptop, but I can only see the screen of the fish here. I can't see anything else, but then I can
put them in as I'm doing them, right?
Okay,
JT,
great.
Yeah. Hi, JT.
Hello, JT.
Sam's, yeah.
Hey, Sam.
MNC Aquatics. Hey.
Hey, Mike.
Vince. Yo Cupcakes.
Hey, Vince, mate. Good to see you.
JT's hitting the like button early forward and putting a reminder in.
Oh, thanks, JT. Appreciate that.
Aquarium Daily's in. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Andrew.
Tara's in. Tara's Tank Friends.
Hello, Tara. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Tara. Right, I got to start moving down a bit.
Sure.
That's just a load of conversation between them 2.
Yeah.
Well, just to miss that out, and then I'll go to who's in the house. Who's in the house?
Yeah, who's in the house?
Deb's in the house. Hi, Jeff and Mark.
Hello, my friend.
Daniel's, yeah. Evening, folks. Ladies.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, mate. Yes.
Brian Haig.
Brian Haig. Hello, Brian. Welcome.
Evening all. He's from my part of the world, Brian. Well, a bit
Oh.
further up north. He's from Northumberland, but he's originally from Scotland.
Oh, okay. So he's farther north than you are, even. Okay.
Yeah, he's into betters. If I remember rightly, oh God, he did tell us. I'm not going to say Pegswood. It's somewhere further north than that, but it's like north of Washington where he lives.
So he's into bettas, you say?
No, not betters. Guppies. Guppies are his fish. Sorry,
Okay. All right. I think it's
line now with that being on the screen. You see.
Right. Oh yeah.
We've got Jimmy P's in the house.
Hey Jimmy, how you doing, my friend? Kind of weird doing this on my phone. It's so tiny, you know. I'm here looking at it.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I struggle with when you try to read the. Sometimes when, even on the computer, I'm still like looking at the computer. So
once I get done with
that on my phone.
Yeah, once I get done with the presentation and showing a few things here for a few minutes, and I can. Just
I love how Americans say presentation.
Yeah. Well, just a little slideshow.
Yeah, your presentation skills are fantastic. Well, I love it when Americans do certain words different. What is it? We call it centrifugal force. You call it what?
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal force, don't you? I love that one.
Yeah. I like how you guys say aluminium. It's
aluminium.
Aluminum.
Well, there was a film out years ago with who's that actor out of Jaws?
Was it
not Martin Shaw and not Chief Brody, the other one?
Oh, what's his name? It wasn't Martin Short. It was he did the not E.T. but
you've done that, Philip? Yeah, aye.
Encounters of the Richard Dreyfuss, right?
Richard Dreyfuss, yeah. Well, I remember the first time I ever heard Americans saying aluminum or whatever you say was in a film that I done with Danny DeVito called oh God, and they were like door-to-door salesman comedy.
I don't know if I see that. Was that Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Was that the one?
No, this was Danny DeVito was practically fresh out of Taxi. I mean, Richard Dreyfuss was probably at the age where, because I would say, what was the film called? It was like something Ad Men or something like that. I can't remember now. But I remember the first time I heard you say it, like aluminum. I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a long story. That filled up 10 minutes of your live stream, Jeff. Sorry.
I know, that's all right. You know, I find it interesting. You know, you got different languages, different language interpretations.
It's just how it's split. I mean, we get that in England just from like north to south, how it's split now, when certain words and certain things you eat. I don't know if you've got a nursery name called Peas Porridge Hot, Peas Porridge Cold, Peas Porridge in the Pot, 3 days old. One of them Skip You Rope songs, something like that. Well, when people say it to me, peas pudding, what's that? Well, peas pudding is just peas porridge. And it's something that was all over Britain, but suddenly it just receded back to the northeast, and we're the ones that still keep that on. And people think, how can you eat that? But all it is split peas and ham. So you have like split peas and ham sandwiches, bit of mustard on. And
we have a split pea soup here. I'm not really.
Yeah. Well, it's like a split pea soup, but really, really thick. So it's more like a butter, so you can spread it on top of the ham.
Oh, okay.
But it just gives that little bit of kick where it's nice and that a little bit of mustard. But people down south think how can you eat that? But it's just one of them things.
Yeah.
Years ago, you had to make the most out of your food and everything but the oink. When you slaughtered a pig, it was everything but the oink.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'll keep on going with the chat till you're. Arnold's in the chat.
All right. Hey, Arnold.
PM. Hello, everybody. PM. I don't know what he's putting PM on for.
PM?
private message. I don't know what he's putting, like PM, hijack, PM.
Oh, he must be sending him a
Oh.
private message.
No, I think it's when you use them little emojis on my computer, it shows up as, so it's probably in an emoji, but in proper language. That's what it is when you see it on the computer.
Oh,
I've
okay.
just remembered, because sometimes when people put like waving hand, it'll say, Jeff says waving hand in the chat when you're reading it.
I have a question for you. Not to jump back to the other subject for a second, but do you call a trunk a boot for your car? You put it in the boot, or is it in the trunk?
I'm just trying to think.
Because a lot of cars have like the hatchbacks now, but
yeah,
I mean, cars have the back of the car where you.
Yeah, I call it the boot. Yeah, the boot of the car.
Okay, yeah, we
call
call
it
it.
Trunk,
I call it a trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Americans' cars are a little bit different to the English cars. We don't get many cars where yours are like boots, where the separate gangsters can lock you up in it and take you for a drive around the Everglades and things like that. We don't get them kind of cars.
Now they got the little, they have the little safety tags. You can pull them and put the back seats down and get out. You don't want to get stuck in the trunk.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, like the old movies. Right.
Gangster movies. Who else is in chat? I'll keep on going.
Okay.
I think it's just them in chat.
And
they're having a good. Oh, George Aquatics 2023 and
Garage Aquatics, or you would call it Garage Aquatics.
Oh, that's it. Garage Aquatics. I knew me dyslexia will kick in sooner or later.
And you'll notice his name is Ron.
Is it?
In Garage Aquatics. He's got a great channel. If everybody.
I think I did see him on. He was on a Mexicali show, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll get him on this show at some point too. I'm going to talk to Ron and see if he can hear me right now. If he'd like to come on sometime, just let me know. It'd be great to have the three of us here together. Yeah.
It's great having people with like different like little skill sets come on and chat. Because not everyone knows everything.
Well, he the stuff that he knows, he reminds me of myself, with the way he does his fish room. He does some really cool stuff, and then he did some really interesting brine shrimp hatching videos and stuff that because I've only been doing the brine shrimp now personally, maybe 6 months, months, and it's going really good, And one of the things that he mentioned in one of his brine shrimp videos, he said, he doesn't really have to mess around with put the salt, the water, and the eggs right in all at the same time, and it turns out fine. And I found that to be true. I've had great hatchings no matter what. I don't have to dissolve.
You put a light on yours, Jeff, because I was watching a video the other day where someone says, I've never ever used a light on mine, and I have the exact same hatching rate. I
don't use a light during the hatching process, but when I do the harvesting,
gathering, for that at the bottom.
Yeah, when I do I'll pull the air out and put it in the tank here. Then I'll pull down a little light and set it down at the bottom, and then they kind of congregate toward it. Yeah, that seems to help quite a bit. But I don't put a light on it all the time that it's going. And down here in the basement, it's about 69 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think that's about 21 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure exactly. So it's not really warm.
Do you heat your basement, do you, Jeff, or do you heat the tanks individually? I think I've asked you before, haven't I?
Well, I do have a couple up top here. I have a couple heat vents for the whole, but it's a huge basement, so it doesn't put a lot of heat down here.
Yeah.
It's like 68 to 70 degrees. I'm comfortable in it, but I do have to have heaters in most of my tanks.
Yeah.
In fact, I have heaters in all my tanks that I got going right now. I do have them. But some of them are up very high. Some I keep down around 70, 75 degrees. Some of them are.
I've just remembered the name of that film with Richard Dreyfuss. It was called Tin Men.
Oh, okay.
And they were door-to-door aluminium salesmen. Aluminum sighting. And that was the whole comedy of the show. And it was really good. That was the first time I'd seen him, because obviously I'd only ever seen him in Jaws before. And probably Stakeout with Emilio Estevez. I'd seen him in that. I like that fella. That was another. That was a good film.
Yes. He's been in quite a few good ones.
Yeah.
The Close Encounters of the Third Kind he was in, and then that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then he was in
Jaws.
Stand by Me. That was another good film. He was in that.
Oh yeah.
He was the kid, but growing up, wasn't he? Telling the story.
Yes. He's got a good narrating voice.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Definitely does.
How's mine now with this microphone?
Oh, sounds great.
I tell you what, mate. I must have been stupid not even researching a microphone before I went and got one. I didn't even realize it had to be next to your face. I thought it just had to be somewhere in the proximity and would pick it up.
I need a microphone badly. I'm not sure how my audio is coming across right now, but I can tell you right now, you're coming through.
My computer, it's coming across great, Jeff.
Oh,
whatever
good.
you're doing. So, is it an iPhone you're using tonight?
Yeah.
iPhones have got really good speakers. I think, was it Alex's live when he had done that pop-up live on Saturday when he was talking about microphones? And he was on about just narrating you in the bottom of your phone rather than like when you're speaking, just do the narration like that in the bottom of your phone and put a sock over it. Just even little tips like that, you know?
It's probably about 14, 15 inches from my face here. Maybe about really that. Good. Yeah, if I get up closer to it, I don't know if that makes any difference.
It goes a little bit thin, yeah. I think that's what he was on about, putting the sock over the top of it if you were doing your videoing. Yeah.
Right now, I keep it about a good 1.5 feet away from me when I'm sitting here in my chair, and then I just have it on a tripod right now. And then, of course, when I look over this way, I'm looking at the computer screen over here where I'm actually able to share the screen, because I can't do that with my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Leanne's, yeah.
Hello, Leanne. Welcome. How are your cichlids doing? I've been.
How are your little Fantosas doing?
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh,
I'll tell you what, they're one of the cutest looking fish. I think I said it in one of the comments, but their faces are the closest thing to flounder of the Little Mermaid that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
they're beautiful.
You know, that'd be another good contender for you. I know you're looking at some other big.
I'm looking at getting just for that tank underneath here. For when I get that one done, I don't want like super big. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have it and then have to rehouse them after a year or so. I'd like them. That would be the forever home sort of thing.
I bet in a tank like that, a Frontosa would do really well. They don't grow real fast, really.
Yeah, I think she was saying, didn't she? They grow something like over 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and I don't think they get. Well, they probably get close to the size of an Oscar. I don't know if they get as big, but they might.
Well, I don't know, because some Oscars grow to like nearly 1.5 feet, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I had a pair. I had two in my 75 gallon. They pretty much outgrew that. I took them. That's some of the fish I took and turned in for credit. But they were beautiful fish.
Yeah. Do the colours change much on them as they're grown up, Jeff? Or is it what you see is what you get when you buy them as young?
Well, pretty much what you see is what you get, but it will fluctuate with their mood.
Right.
When the Oscar gets really aggressive, they could get really dark, or they can just change colors like a chameleon.
Yeah.
And you can almost see it happening in real time when you can see it going from light to dark.
Yeah. It's the same with them. Manicapo angelfish upstairs, their black lines just shoot in as soon as if they're ready to spawn, the red just goes red and the black lines just shoot in. Whereas when they're all passive and they're just having fun, they look like just silver fish with a bit of red speckles on the back.
Mm-hmm. I'm bringing this fish up right here right now. Like when I was telling you, when I'm going to bring my once I talk to you later on in the weeks coming up, when I learn how to get some of my little video clips of my fish breeding, I'm going to try and incorporate like a minute video into the live stream and show the actual lifetime breeding. Because now when I had my fish were breeding just the other day, the male would turn so bright red. It was incredible. I mean, he's normally a beautiful red anyway, but he'll get even more vivid. But the main thing with him is on his caudal fin, the tail fin, he gets there's a usually like a kind of a muddy white line, but when he's in breeding mode, that turns pure stark white and it really shines.
Yeah.
And just a gorgeous fish. And the female will get really dark, and she'll get some like white lines going through her sides, going vertically on it.
Yeah.
And normally when she's not, she's just kind of turns more of like a chocolate brown, but she'll get like almost black with that when in breeding dress. So it's really interesting how the fish's mood can change the color patterns on them. And the Oscars are like that. I used to keep Central American cichlids way back, and I had a red devil that when he got mad, his eyes were normally he'd have his the pupil, and it would be just a black eye around it. He would get a big red border. I mean, blood red. His eye would turn blood red, both of them, when he got mad.
Yeah.
Kind of like what people do.
yeah, they're right. Right. You see the nostrils flare, and the eyes go red, and the tears come down the eyes, and you think, right, it's time to run. I've made him cry. It's time to run.
Their gills get all puffed out, like.
Yeah.
Right.
See, Magnus is in the house.
Well, hello, Magnus. Green Machine Sweden. It's good to see you, my friend.
On Passing Wind.
Passing Wind. Hello. Welcome. So we do have other topics. I just wanted to show a little bit of this from last week because that's something that it kind of distressed me a little bit because I think I had too many windows open and I couldn't get this to work, but it's working fine now, which is kind of nice. So because I do most of my shopping for fish, I usually buy most of my stuff online because I don't have any decent LFSs nearby that I like to deal with. So that's something that's going to be coming up in some future videos and streams too. So, but I'm going to go ahead and take this down.
It might have been that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So I'm going to take these down, and then I'm going to put you up here, and I'm going to remove this one from the studio. That way. Okay. There we go. That's better. I can put us on the bigger screen here. So we do have a topic that we're retouching on from, what was it, about 3 months ago we did that?
It was a while ago, wasn't it?
How many?
It must have been, it was well before Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it might have even been October.
Yeah, it was a while back. And I just thought I would bring this up here. Because I noticed in the fish store, I do go to the fish store to pick up food. I don't buy everything online. I go once in a while to get fish food and stuff, but I heard some people talking. I wanted to say something, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But you hear people talking like, guy was looking to get some swordtails for his tank. He's just a new hobbyist, wanted to get some swordtails and some other little fish tank. And somebody, I don't know if they were with him or not, but they come up and say, "Oh, you don't want to have those. You want to get something really, like these rainbow fish over here or something." It's like, I thought to myself, that's something that it's not really. I mean, they can be considered a beginner fish depending on what kind you get, but it's like it seemed like he was trying to push his belief. Like this fish is it's garbage fish. You don't want it. He's basically saying that, not in so many words, but he says, "Oh, you don't want those. Those are a dime a dozen. You want to get something to start out. You want to start out with something good." Nah. And I thought to myself, you get that feeling. It's like, really?
Nah, I would never ever say start on something good because it's start on something little and work up. I think my first tropical fish were Phantom Terras. And you buy 10 for £6.
Yeah. Now, see, that's something that I would do too. I would get something like that. Now, my first, well, I'm saying this because my first fish were swordtails, but I didn't buy them myself. My mother bought them for me. She got me it was like a pair of swordtails, male and a female, and then I also had a blue gourami that came when she got, and then a little one. I did have one Corydora. It was one of those little salt and pepper Corydoras, I think it was.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I've ever had. I got to get some more of those because lately I've been watching some videos that have some pretty nice Corydoras that I would like to maybe get. I was checking out your video earlier today on that. That was really, really good.
Well, it's something I should have been doing from the start, and I feel a bit guilty because I did originally have 5 of them Manicapo angelfish. 2 died. The first one died, but I just put it down to buying them off eBay sort of thing. I just thought, you bought crap, that's what happens. But when the next one died and there was like worms hanging out of its backside, I just thought, I could have probably saved that if I had known more at the time, quicker, and acted quicker. So that's what's really... And then when, like I say, Alex done his video and I just thought, wait, I was always in the part where I'd only medicate if I seen something, but there's that much that you don't see till it's too late, you know what I mean, when you're buying. And going forward, I'll probably be buying a lot more fish from auctions and like hobbyists. And I don't know the state of their tanks, you know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to try and get something just set in stone for one peace of mind. That's what I've done it for.
Yeah. And I
love making videos.
Quarantining is important. That's something that, and admittedly, I have never really done that. Well, let me put it this way.
There's no shame in it, Jeff, because you would be surprised. Because I'd actually reached out to a very big YouTuber and says, how would I, or like private message him, how would I go around quarantine? He said, I've never done it before in my life.
Yeah,
I've seen the same YouTuber have a lot of trouble with fish dying, and you just think, well, really, you should, and shouldn't you? You should have looked at it by now if you've got a trouble with a lot of fish dying. I'm not saying the name because I didn't like putting people down like that, especially in public.
Right.
I just stabbed them in the back later on.
I've been really lucky though, in my fish career so far. I've been, but then again, I tell you something. When it comes to ordering a pizza or when it comes to buying a fish, it takes me forever to decide what.
Yeah, you're a connoisseur, are you? A connoisseur.
Oh yeah, I'm a connoisseur. I just want to take my time, and I really scrutinize.
Like smell the coke and have it wafted around the car.
But I'm really choosy when I buy my fish. If I buy them in person, when I buy them online, it's like you're kind of rolling the dice. So I've been gambling with it, but But a lot of the times when I buy new fish, I mean, they're going into a new tank that I set up because all my tanks have the fish in them that are going to be in them.
Yeah. But the thing with yours, Jeff, you have a lot of tanks that are just single species, so you can get away. You've probably got away with it because you've got so much single species tanks.
Yeah, I'm trying to incorporate a little more, some more community tanks. Yeah. I'm trying to have like maybe 2 different species into one tank. And some of them that way.
That's what I would definitely try to do it is on when you're starting community, like more community-based tanks, because that's where it's going to pass from, really, isn't it? From species to species. It's a bit like Europeans coming over to America for the first time, and although it's the same species, they've been lived apart that long that smallpox is going to wipe them out.
Oh yeah.
Where Mr. Spaniard, Mr. English, and Mr. Frenchman are immune to it.
Yeah. I'm also concerned about when I get different species, depending on what I'm getting. I just want to make sure they're not capable of interbreeding with each other, so that I can. Yeah,
I like that when I buy Corydoras. If they're the same lineage, I'll always have them in different tanks. That's for certain. About that,
but the Corydoras have 7 different lineages? Is that what you?
I think there's 9, but I think one's got none in it. But the note must exist because little facets of other ones show up in mixed ones, if you know what I mean. So they must know there's an actual line that's totally wiped out, but can't remember which one that was. I think. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% on them, but I'm sure there's either 8 or 9, but one's got no varieties in it because they haven't found any, but they know the most exist because of the lineage sort of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about starting out getting some Corydoras. I want to get the Corydoras Aeneas, the albino Corys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting some of those. I'd like those. I mean, and that's another thing too. I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, you don't want to get an Aeneas. You want to get nothing less than a stir-by Corydora, or you want to get, it. I guess when you get down to it,
if you want to see action fast, go for the Aeneas straight away because they'll give you everything in a week. I bought some bronze from Mainhead Aquatics, and I was just general chatting, and he says, "Oh yeah, it'll probably be about a year's time they might start breeding." I got up the next morning, the tank was full of eggs.
Oh wow!
So I had to quickly go and buy like one of them breeder box things and get set up straight away. And then that was the first ones I've ever bred was them. Didn't have to do nothing. It was just basically add water, add food. Got up the next morning and they were all over the tank.
Wow. Now, they will, with that particular species, I mean, this isn't, I wanted to see, the parents will eat those eggs if you don't take them out of the tank. Is that right?
I think what happens is because they were in a community tank, they would eat them before other fish got to them. But I think if you had enough of them, they would be scattered all over the tank and they wouldn't, if you know what I mean, if they were in the species only.
Oh, okay.
I might be totally wrong with that because I never had them in a species only. I always just rode seeing it happening because you can tell straight away because of the patterns that they make and things that you know that they're doing it. And then you just follow them around. People sometimes use credit cards and scrape them off. I've always wrecked the eggs when I use a credit card. I just like to roll them, get rid of a bit of the stickiness, and then just stick them on the side of another tank then.
Yeah, that's what I actually, when I take the killifish eggs I have, I pull these mops out, squeeze the water out, and I go through the mop and I see these little clear eggs. I just take them with my fingertips real gently and just put them in another container of water with some methylene blue. And I did that last night. In fact, I got about 10 or 15 eggs from my
from your killifish.
Yeah, the Gardneri killifish.
Yeah,
and they're real. I mean, they're beautiful. I can't. It takes them a long time to hatch. So I said anywhere between 12 and I can't remember what LJ said. LJ Shrimp. She was in here before because she breeds killifish, and I think she said it was 12 to 18 days for the eggs to hatch. So she said the main thing is if they don't fungus up, they stay clear like that. Just wait it out, and they will hatch.
Yeah,
eventually.
That's quite some time then for an egg to hatch. Because normally with normal eggs, it's normally like depending on the heat of the tank, it's normally 5 to 7 days, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, some of them are even less than that. I know that like when the convicts have they lay eggs, they're hatching in like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And then by day 5, they're free swimming already. So it doesn't take long for them. But some fish, I mean, like the killifish, I know that they have the annual species and they have the non-annual. The annual species, they actually have to take those out and put them onto peat soil and let them dry out.
Right.
And then later on, after they've completely dried out, when you see that the eggs have eyes.
Oh, right. So that must do with the rainy season and quickly spawn and like mayfly sort of things.
Yeah. But I'm not really into that. I don't want to go to the annual species. I don't want fish that are going to only live for 8 months to a year. I want to get something that live for a few years.
Yeah.
The type I have will live anywhere between 3 and 5 years with, the proper care. So,
I think with like annual ones, it'll be more like just keeping like sea monkeys, wouldn't it? What do you call them? It would be more like just not growing them up and seeing them to the point where that was it.
Yeah, you'd have to breed them, continually breed them in order to keep any of them, on hand. So it might be an interesting thing to do at some point in the hobby, but it doesn't really pique my interest right now. But I'm not saying they're not a bad fish. I mean, a lot of killifish people love those type, But when talking about
how do they stack up for colour? Because obviously they've got a year, so they must be very colourful.
They're
live young and die.
Really beautiful. Yeah, they're gorgeous and everything. That's where people draw them.
I thought there must be some advantage to it.
Yeah, they're gorgeous and everything. It's just that and they're supposed to be quite easy to breed, so people will do it. It just takes a little bit of a little bit of know-how, setting up the peat
Yeah.
moss. You have a little container with some peat moss in it, and then they spread the eggs out away from each other on it, and then they let it sit for a prolonged period of time, and then they'll add the water to it, and then they like hatch immediately.
Yeah.
But but talking about these fish, about the annual killifish and the non-annual, I mean, in our original topic, we started out with the elitism of the hobby, people, how they act. Like some people say, well, I wouldn't. Like I had mentioned, I said, the annual killifish isn't something that I'm really interested in, but I can see how they could be interesting.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
in the wording of me saying it that way, I could have said, no, you don't get the annual killifish at all, ever. You want to get the non-annual every single time, because those are the ones I have, Mel. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean.
So
you
that
would have to be more experienced as a fish keeper even to consider annual ones, because if you wanted to have them long term, you'd have to have it set in stone how you were going to reproduce them, care for them, and see them from year to year, like the young.
But see, the way I said that to you was wrong. In my eyes, I did that on purpose. I did wrong. I said no, Mal. You don't want.
I know. But do you know how I just totally ignored it? Because that's how I treat elitism. I just totally ignore it.
That's exactly right.
When people like that, if it just goes over the top of my head, I just think blah blah blah.
But the part I'm getting at is a lot of people don't have that ability.
Yeah.
A lot of people are a little more, impressionable by that, And
straight away when it happens to them, and you think, just relax,
yeah.
God's sake.
So that's why, like with the kid, it was at the pet store. Well, it was a kid. He's probably a teenager. Probably he must have been 18 years old. He was a young man. And then the other people were telling him, "Oh, you don't want to get those. That's crap fish. You don't want to get. If you want to get a real fish, you come over here and look at these. These are something that's worth money. These are something that are, And I thought to myself, this guy was talking about, well, this is my first tank. I want to get, start out with these. And so I think that, let me see here. I'm going to bring up the next banner here while I'm talking about this, because
yes, it is.
Yeah, it this it puts pressure on people who are trying to experience the hobby from ground zero.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
You can see by Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace that people are turned off by the hobby awfully fast, and it's because when you first get into watching YouTube, there's that many conflicting theses on how to keep fish. I mean, you had Patty on this last Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah.
And he's down the dirty tank, and it works for him, but it doesn't work for everyone. Some people like to have a bit. That's my thing with dirty tanks. Like that one there's a dirty tank.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want all my tanks to be dirty tanks. I want to see different environments and things like that. I want it to be a bit more like Craig's catfish. When you look at Craig's catfishes, it's not a garage no more, is it? It's a house that he's got them in now.
Yeah.
But when you look along his wall, every tank looks different.
Yeah.
And that's how I remember old-fashioned pet shops. It's all changed now, because whenever you go in, it's just walls of blue tanks.
Yeah.
Everything's the same. And it's all just... But years ago, when I used to go there, it was more like, when Corey's from Corey's Co-op, and he used to have all different lights on his tanks, and every one would be pink, one would be green, and as you were going through his the pet shop side of it, before you had that big studio thing with just one big tank and then loads of breeding stuff.
Yeah.
When he first had them ones, I thought, oh, that's how I'd like my fish room to look, with all different color lights, different setups, and everything. Because I like to experiment. I like to see what works for each thing, and as well as everyone else knows. Yeah, sickness is going to want to plant the tank.
Yeah, that's right. And then that's the way it would be. I plan on doing a planted tank also, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna. I know for a fact I can't have all my tanks dirted.
Yeah,
it's dirted planted tank. I'm gonna do it as a project, and also for me, it's nothing that I'll be doing except for the fact of having the experience of it and enjoying it. and then because I really want to do a nice scape tank, because most of my tanks I keep breeding tanks, and it's not really easy to do that when you're in there. If you got to catch fish or move fish around or something, you got a really beautiful scape tank, you're going to mess it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst thing about it. I mean, that little fry tank there with the bristle nose, I'm going to have to just strip that down really to get them bristle nose out, to get rid of them. Because trying to catch them's hard enough in a bait tank, never mind in a. They're like little darts, aren't they? Well, because you breed them.
Oh yeah, I got a lot.
They're like little darts, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, that was just an experiment. From now on, they'll be just getting ate with the rest of the fry that's in the community tanks. But yeah, that was an experiment. Enjoyed it when I was doing it.
I may start.
When it comes to breeding, Jeff, obviously you breed for a little bit of profit now, don't you? So
yeah, it helps. I mean, it helps with some of the expense. Right now, I can say already. Well, between right before Christmas up until today, I've sold enough where it covers my food bill for the entire year. So that's, I had made enough money where it would keep me, and it would pay for the food for this fish room for an entire year. So that's, I like that helps with the with the general costs and everything. It doesn't pay a utility bill yet or nothing like that, but eventually, depending how how far it goes, or if it gets you have, depending on what kind of species you're doing, you can have something that's really desirable, and you can make a decent little bit of coin on it, So I'm kind of working toward that. But I don't do it. I don't breed just to make money. I just love having the fish here. There's something about seeing a tank full of fry or little babies that you've actually nurtured and got to the point where you're raising these up. Because if the fish aren't happy and they're not doing well, they're not going to breed for you.
Yeah.
In most cases, depending on
Yeah.
But so for those that are trying to breed and their fish aren't breeding, it doesn't mean you're not doing it right. It just means that the fish aren't ready or some other factor. Because a long time, I mean, it's always been a dream of mine. Even back when I met my wife, we'll be married now going on 31 years in August. And I kept fish long before I met her. But then when we moved into our first home together, and I had like 3 aquariums, and that's the way it had stayed for a long time. And I never bred fish. But I always told her that back then. I said, I really love to at some point have a fish room where I can breed and sell fish for profit and stuff. And so then today I'm doing it a little bit here and there. So that's something I've worked at for
living the dream, living the dream, living off the fat of the land,
enjoying it. It is enjoyable. I gotta admit, it is enjoyable. So let's see here now. Let's go to the next. So we're talking about going to I don't want to beat the elitism subject to death, but I just know that when you get into the positives and the negatives of elitism, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being proud of what you're doing. With your fish tanks. What's bad, in my opinion, is when you take your ideals and you make it a law that everybody else is supposed to abide by. Because
I've seen quite a few comments like that where it's basically telling someone they're doing it wrong and they've got a heap of shit sitting behind them, and you just think, who are you to say that?
I'd rather make a mistake and learn from it.
Definitely. Same,
than be told to do something differently. That
Bruce Lee said it best: when you can see further through a tear than you can a telescope.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
Yep, it forces ideals not being looked for. That's what it does.
Hi, all in chat. Tommy's here.
Oh, hey, Tommy. Hello, welcome, my friend. Howdy, howdy.
And here's Stubbsy. Hey,
hi, Stubbsy. My friend.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see you, my friend. I seen earlier he said something about shubbies and stubbies. Stubunkins.
Stubunkins, aye.
Yes. Yep. Good to see you, Chris, my friend. We did figure out what happened. Last 2 weeks was it last 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Or was that last week? It was last week.
It was last week because you had 2 shows on last week, didn't you? Because you done the party show on Saturday, which I'm gutted that I missed, mind.
Yeah.
I did say to you that Saturdays is now going to have to be family time, didn't I, Jeff? So it was no good me even trying to be on.
Well, the good thing is we have a plan. On one of these, when I do my dirty tank, I'm going to do it live, and you and Patty are going to be up here like how we are right now. I'm going to be off to the side, and I'm going to be just doing the work, and people can just watch. You might not even hear me talk at all, but I'll be doing the setting up, and then I'll come back every occasionally and just say hello to everybody and whatnot. But I'll be setting the tank up.
Right. And, that sounds a good one.
It's gonna be fun. I'm going to have. I have enough plants in my tanks now that I think I can, set up borrow from Peter to paint.
Are you full hardscape with rocks and wood, or are you just going plants and substrate?
I got plenty of nice hardscape. I got a lot of nice dragonstone and some other stuff that I'm going to be. I don't have any wood, but I don't tend to use. Nothing wrong with wood. I just don't tend to use wood very much.
You just don't tend to get much wood nowadays, do you not?
No, I don't get much driftwood or anything like that. Oh, I see what you got.
And you nearly said it as well.
Oh my goodness, Mel.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
I don't get much hard wood.
They don't call me Paul Bunyan for nothing, bub. Oh my goodness. That's funny.
I tell you what, I'm trying my hardest to keep up with chat, but every time I go back to chat, there's another 10 or 20 in the thing.
Oh yeah, Aquatic Addicts is groaning. Groan. I see right here.
Right, I'm just going to have to say, basically, if I've missed you in chat saying hi to you, Magnus is in chat. I think I did try to say it before, but we were busy talking. Magnus is in.
Magnus, yes.
First Class Fish is in.
Hello, First Class Fish.
June's in.
Hello, June.
I have no interest in breeding fish or any of my fish, nor do I want to sell any fish. There's a lot of people like that, June. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I was like that up until...
It's a bit of a nightmare when they do start breeding sometimes, because you always caught... but it just says with them Corys, caught on the hop on the first night I'd bought them.
Yeah.
And it's like panic stations. What do I do? Binge watch YouTube to get some ideas and then try to put it into practice the next day.
Yeah. I breed for profit for two reasons. Number one is, like I said, when I lost my job in 2020 from, the building got shut down and lost from COVID,
Elitism, I guess you're just going to call me out now. After that last video, that was like an advertisement.
Oh, I thought that was great.
Yeah, honestly, you know what it is? When me and Fathom first started, we used to critique each other's videos, and I'm getting it harder and harder to even pull them up on anything now, because it was a case where your best friend wouldn't tell you, but a stranger would. So he would tell me what was wrong with my videos, and I would tell him. Where he's got plenty to still aim at mine, but now I can't even fault anything he's doing. It's just like too good, too good. That's your problem. You're just too good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We all work to our level, right? That's what we do.
I think he's thinking about doing some online videos, isn't he, for YouTube, where he's actually showing you how to get the best out of iPhones or your mobile phone for when you're making videos. I love stuff like that because I watch quite a few of them. Get ideas just on camera angles and stuff like that. When I first started doing that, it was more to do like that hiking stuff, and it's easier taking pictures outside because that is the view outside when you're out in the mountains and stuff like that. It's harder when you're in a grotty little garage and you're trying to hide everything out the way. That's the magical part of it, when you're trying to make your one tank behind you look something special, and then when you turn the camera around, it's a shit tip.
Well, I tell you one thing, you do a very good job of that. You present your tanks really.
I hide it well, yeah.
You do it very well.
Like a good corset, I hide it well.
Yep. I don't hide anything down here really. I just kind of like go around and show it as it is.
Yeah.
I probably definitely. So let's see. Do I have any more banners to use today? And then we can just go ahead and I think we went over all this. Well, we did a couple of things we didn't. You got the fish snobbery thing, which that's subjective because, like I said, people know what they like.
Yeah.
And people know what they want to keep, and they know what level they're at. And then, of course, with the being an elitist and saying that, well, having your fish here compared to what I have is like putting pearls before swine.
Yeah.
Which I think is just a load of crap.
Oh,
definitely. In other words, they say, "Oh, I have this. What you have is, terrible. I got my pearls here. I'm going to lay them out here, and then I'm going to put them before you so you can see how much better I am." I don't like that. And I tell you something. I like a lot of the fish that in this hobby. I mean, it's not because of it, but there's a lot of fish in this hobby that I really like that aren't considered desirable fish. Like my convict cichlids. I like them. They're gorgeous fish, for one thing. People don't like them because they breed almost nonstop, and they're very hardy. And
look, Gordon's channel is called Red Laser, and it's not one of the most common or liked tetra, is it? Really, it's a total one that if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, it's a fish.
Oh,
but he obviously loves red lasers.
Yes. I actually heard that they are coming out, that they're working on now. They have a red laser Corydora.
All right.
And a green. There was a green laser I seen too, and that's really good.
We'll get orange laser. There was a couple of them, but they wanted too much. They wanted £80 for them in Maidenhead Aquatics for the orange laser. But if I go to Corey's for us online, I'm sure they're only about £14. I thought, well, I'll just be going online for them because that Corey's for less. I think it's a Corey's for you, Corey's for less.
Oh,
that's where I'll be going in this country for them. They've always got decent stocks in.
I also like that Corydora Equus. Whether they really,
he's not had them in for a while, but he did sell them.
But then I see the orange Venezuelan Corydoras.
Yeah, I think orange Venezuelan are beautiful if you get a good breed of them, because sometimes you get them and they look very washed out and they never seem to get the colour back.
Oh, and the orange Venezuelan you're talking about?
Yeah, sometimes they look like more pinky and you just think, oh, well, you could have just easy missed.
But they still have that same greenish blue color that the Equus has.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting. They're like, they're almost like the same fish, but their coloration is just distributed differently on them.
Yeah, red laser, Corey's or Ray. Yeah, we've got like orange laser ones, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they wanted £80 for two or something, not £80 for three in Maidenhead Aquatics.
Yeah.
They would have to breed that day for me for that price, mind.
Yep, that's right. I mean, from a breeding, money first. And if I was breeding for a profit, and if I want to make it's like I keep what I like. It doesn't necessarily bring a high dollar when I sell it. It's like I like the albino Corydora Aeneas, the albino Corys. If I wanted to make a lot of money and learn how to really breed, Corydoras, I'd go for like the Equus or something like that would bring a higher price.
Yeah.
So it's not so much I'm breeding definitely for profit, but I like to keep what I like and sell what I like, and it doesn't always bring a lot of money. Like my bristlenose plecos and stuff like that. It doesn't bring a lot of money. A lot of places don't even want to give you anything for them, so that's why I sell most everything online. But
that's another shop we get in our country, Tropico, for buying fish on. That's like one of ours in our country, Tropico, that Brian's on about.
Oh, don't they sell plants too? Is that Tropica or is that Tropica?
That's Tropica, I think.
Tropica, okay. I remember JT had
He's
gets
the ambassador, isn't he, for them, where he sells them for Tropic, I think.
Yeah, I've seen that. But I'm getting to the point where I like the plants so much, you might even see a little farm tank in one of my tanks here one of these days. I'm I'm thinking about it. It's just really a lot of fun. Adds to the hobby. And let's see here. Let's see if I can see anything here. So red laser, yep, big money. Also big money. I see. Yeah, those Corydoras, they're beautiful though. I know that. Have you ever watched a YouTuber called TM Aquatics, Mel?
It does ring a bell, like.
If you like Corydoras and Plecostomus,
Yeah.
check it out. TM Aquatics. His name is Tom, and he
Right.
breeds all types. He's got I don't know if he's bred his L046s yet, but I know he has bred the 134 leopard frog plecos and the tigers, the L333s, and all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really good channel for the people who like, Corydoras and Plecostomus, which I like both. I got to admit, I'm not really into the Corydoras yet, but I do want to get those albinos, and I want to, get into them a little bit. I mean, when you see them going around, they're like a little herd of animals in the bottom of your tank, just going around, and also beneficial to get all the little bits and pieces of food that they, get missed from the other fish. Of course, you got to feed them separately. I know that, but I like them. I just like to see how they.
You've had more trouble with Tropico than good.
Oh.
So I've never ordered from Tropico yet. Where did I order? Just eBay, and I hit lucky. When I was talking where what's that? Is it Dan's Fish that you watch in America? Dan's Fish, when he was doing the rare ones to breed for profit sort of thing, and the Manicapo were on with, and I think we were getting $80 or something. He says in there.
Yeah.
He says he got them from Germany.
Yeah, he said he got them from Germany. From
the lad I bought mine off, he gets his from Germany, but I think mine are probably last picks. You know what I mean? All the decent ones have been sold for the big high price, and then what was left was probably sent to this lad in Scotland, and I've bought them off him on eBay.
Oh, I don't know. I know he gets them from a place called Glasser.
Glasser.
Glaser. Yep, Glasser. And it's in. I know it's in Europe.
The way I look at it, I was trying to breed the many case, and some ugly people have some beautiful kids. That's the way I always look at it.
It's like the ugly duckling, right? You got the beautiful swan.
Yeah, just because the parents are ugly doesn't mean the kids are going to be ugly.
That's right. And even if they start out ugly, they could always end up looking nice. They always metamorphosize into something like you got the caterpillar into the butterfly. I've had a lot of fish that I've bred.
June's asking there about my video. AD, do you medicate new fish automatically? It depends. I've started doing it normally from Maidenhead Aquatics I wouldn't, because they have got a good regime in place of doing it. But from now on, I am going to medicate, because I think I said it earlier before you joined, June. I'll be getting a lot from auctions and people like in the hobby, so you can't be 100% what you're taking off for that people. So I'm just going to see it as a way it takes nothing to do. Gives us a peace of mind, so I will be doing it in the future.
And it doesn't cost that much either, really.
No, I mean, all that medication there, 3 boxes, cost £17, and that's all you really need to do that covers the majority of it, and £17 nothing. And that's probably going to last us 6 months of buying fish regularly. As long as I keep it down to a small tank, that's the benefit, keeping it. At the minute, I'm trying to medicate 1 tank at a time upstairs as well to eradicate everything I could possibly be in there that I might have missed before I start adding them in.
Yeah, I admittedly I've never automatically medicated fish.
Yeah,
but you know what? I think depending on what your situation, like I say, when I get new fish in, I usually put in a new tank. So basically, it's their quarantine tank.
Don't get us wrong. When I had cheaper fish, I just thought, why am I paying £3 for a fish and £17 for medicine? And it just never added up in my head if ever doing it. But as I'm getting further on in the hobby, I'm wanting to care more for the fish because I know as you get further and further in the hobby, the fish get more and more expensive, the ones you want. Speaking of that, how much are Oscars normally to buy in America?
Oh, I mean, depending on what you get, if you go to like get a regular, like a red tiger Oscar,
Right. See,
get them
just
for
explain. Red tiger, 2 inches.
2 inches,
Yeah,
probably $10.
about $10.
Yeah, that'd be about what 7.5 pounds for you, probably.
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah. I
Something
mean,
like.
because I went into Maidenhead Aquatics and they were in quarantine, the Oscars, but he had a lush tiger one, pure red and black. It was beautiful. He had an albino one that was £14, but the red and black one was, I think, £12,
Oh,
two
nice.
inches.
That's not
And
bad.
I mean, it's probably cheap on the scales of Maidenhead Aquatics, but I was just wondering how much there are in general as a fish to buy in England.
Right now, I see that June has said $12.99 at PetSmart. So yeah, it's $12.99. Oh,
So
it's been a while since I've looked. I had a couple really nice red tiger Oscars. I got when they got to about 6.5, 7 inches. That's when I took them back. But yeah, about $10-12, like she says, $12.99.
Arnold's given us the English price. I would say £15 plus for a small size Oscar. So Maidenhead Aquatics wasn't taking my eyes out, and really, if I did want one. But when I first went in, I saved them because they were in quarantine. And he didn't have the price on because when they're in quarantine, it just says sorry, these aren't available, but still shows you sort of thing. And when I was talking to the manager, he says, "Oh, they're normally about £90 these." And then when I went in a week later, there they were for like one was £12, one was £15. And I thought, oh wait. So
the greedy people.
yeah.
I bet if you knew you were coming in to get an Oscar, they'd go and they'd scrape all those prices off and say, "Yep, it'll be $9 for this one."
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Let me put back on there. Here's $12.99.
Exactly. There's a couple of people work there. There's one with a beard. I really like him. That's the one I've caught a couple of times on camera talking. He seems to know what he's talking about. When you actually listen, because you like eavesdrop on when he's talking to other people, you'd actually not sell people fish if you didn't think they were going to the right place. And that's what I like. Where the other one, the pain in the arse one that said £90. The other day when I was in, there was two young lasses in with all the kids, and it was just, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. Well, that one actually will not go with that. I don't care. I want them. Oh yeah, there you go. And you just think, well, why? You know that one fish is just going to be gone within a week.
You know that betta I got, the regular betta Splendid female.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a little story here I'm going to bring out real quick. I bought her at Petco. Okay, and she's a just an average, just a female. I was like $3.99, right? Okay, so I get her and I take her up to checkout, and this little punk of a kid behind the cash. And no offense to anybody working cash, it's a good job, But what I didn't like about this person is he says, okay, so you're going to make sure this fish is in an aquarium with a heater, and you're going to take good care of it with food and light and all. And I looked at him and I said, looking at the conditions of these little tubs you have these guys sitting out here, and it's cold in the store, I don't think it's great. I said for one thing, whatever I do is going to be an improvement to what you've been doing.
Yeah.
I said that, but I said it in a way that I felt a little bit offended by somebody just assuming that I was going to take it home and throw it into a bowl or something and just leave it.
Now, he's on a live stream now saying, I met this person, he was a real elitist telling me how to keep fish.
Yeah, that's what he did. He's trying to tell me. He says, make sure, he says, now you take this fish, you got to make sure it has a heater and it has this, that, and other thing. And I said, yeah, I realize that. And I said, whatever I do when I take this fish home, I can guarantee it's going to be living in luxury compared to what you have done here with these fish. So, I didn't buy the fish with the expectations of rescuing her because she looked really good. I bought her because I liked her.
Like our equivalent to Petco here is Pets for Homes. And that used to have a really bad name, but I went in a couple of weeks ago, and even them have clicked on to trying to because they bring the iPad out and they put all your details in the iPad, what size tank you got and how long's it been running for and all this. So at least them are starting to take a bit more care on the husbandry of how to look after things rather than just, there's a fish, get on with it. If it dies, it's your problem. So that's all changed. And I like that now because
it's good to have to give a little. Yeah.
It's nice seeing animals and children suffer.
Point them in the right direction, you know. And they can do so in a way that doesn't. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it's just the basics, you know. Like, but I guess the kid, looking in retrospect, I might have been a little bit harsh with him by saying, "Well, yeah, whatever I do is going to be an improvement to what." Even though I didn't lie, I might have been a little bit overbearing by saying that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do feel bad. I mean, not that it matters. I mean, sure, he probably forgot about it 3 seconds after I left, but I remembered it. But I don't like to, you know, get to that point where I actually say something like that.
Yeah.
Fathom Aquatics, what does he say here? I bought a small tank.
Right, Jeff. I've disappeared.
I don't have my
window.
Buying I should have my magnifying glass over here until I get my new glasses because this screen is so small.
I tell you what, Jeff, I've just took a phone call there and it's knocked us off the screen. I cannot see nothing now.
Oh, you can't?
No, make way. It's just a black. Can you still see me?
I can see you. Yep, I can see.
And I'm just wondering how to get back on.
Oh, I don't know. But maybe
there you go. Now I can see you again there.
Oh, you got it. Oh, okay.
It was my wife. She's working away, so she was just sending us the weekly dirty phone call.
There you go.
What are you joking? I'm sure of.
More wood for the tank.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So can you read that to me, Mel? I'm sorry. I'm not.
What's this one?
What Fathom's saying here?
And that Conno gravel at the same time as buying the Delzio. Delhezi. And I'm really glad my fish store stopped me and asked to make sure that Delhezi wasn't going to into that new small tank. All right, so the Delhezi must be like a bigger fish, and they've actually stopped him when he bought, you know, the little tank that he's bought to do that little quick acne scrape that he done the video on.
Yeah.
So they've obviously quizzed Alex about it and says, well, obviously that's not going in there, is it? So at least they're taking more care of stuff now, where in the past they would have just said, oh yeah, baler shop, yeah, it stays that big.
Yeah, I know what the Petco I go at, they have those little Senegal biters. They're only about this long, little babies.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen people go in there and buy them. They don't ask them a question about them. If I was, you realize these get about, 12 to 14 inches or more, and they will eat, smaller fish once they get bigger.
Yeah.
Because they are little predator fish.
Yeah.
They're cool though. I wouldn't mind getting one of those sometime. If I get a big enough tank, I will get one.
Well, Alex knows all about them because I think Jimmy as well. He keeps them, doesn't he, Jimmy P?
Yeah, he does. He does. And I like them.
Alex was on about the other day. There is like smaller breeds of them, isn't there?
Yeah, there are. I'm not sure how big the Senegals get. They call them a dinosaur biter, but they're just a big, heavy Senegal. But they were only $7.99 a piece. I mean, that's not an expensive fish. Which I thought, for that price, maybe I'll pick one up sometime, and it's going to be a long live. I'm not sure how long they live, but they live quite a long time from what I understand. Maybe Alex can elaborate on that. You know what the lifespan is, Alex, of a biter? Let's see on here.
I think it's pronounced Bichir.
Bichir, or
I don't know. Everyone says it different. Alex has tried to tell us a few times how to pronounce it, but I keep on saying it wrong.
Bichir?
But I'm going to go for Bichir.
I've always called it biter, but some people call it biter. For some reason, the hard C, the biker.
I'm sure you had said they come from discovered by a French person, so I tried to put on the bit.
Oh yeah, there it is. Here it is, Senegals.
12 to 14 inches. Well, that's not actually that bad, then, really.
Not bad. No.
Yeah.
I could keep one of those in a 75-gallon tank. I think
Yeah.
pretty
Easy. Yeah. And they live 20 years.
20 years. Wow.
Oh, you're going to have to pass that on to someone then, Jeff.
No. I'll get a couple. I'll have to get another one, that way I can see me
You're
through my
best on looking at annual Killifish.
Hopefully that's not the case.
No. Fingers crossed.
20 years, yeah. I do plan on eventually getting some new kittens around here, but right now my 2 boys are still doing good. So
Yeah.
who was that? Boots?
It's actually Bitcher. Boots cats is in it.
Bitcher. Okay.
Well, I always try to put on a French accent and say Bitcher because I think it was a French person discovered them or named them.
Now, Fathom says, Coral, I will fist fight you.
What was that?
Back here, then Fathom says to Coral, I will fist fight you.
Coral.
Because Coral said it's actually Bitcher up here. He says this, and then nice.
Yeah. We'll put them as second card for Joey and Predatory Fins. They can be, what do you call it?
Oh, yeah, they're supposed to have a fight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a real boxing match?
I don't know, but I advise people if they're going to see it live, take binoculars because apparently Joey's not that tall.
Yeah, that's...
See you later. Aye.
Yeah, that's... I seen something on YouTube about that. It's like, what are... I thought for sure, I was like...
The way to say it, June just says, she calls it biker.
Oh, yeah, biker. Yeah, that's what I've heard it called. I've heard it called biker before. Mm-hmm. I've heard it both ways. I've heard it called Bashir, and biker.
Aye.
Ding, ding, ding. Right? Hey, Rachel. Who's cats? Yeah, that's going to be something else. I have to watch it after. He's going to have it on pay-per-view, though. He's not going to have it for anybody just to see.
Is it not?
No, it's going to be pay-per-view.
All of it?
I think so.
Did you think there'll be like pay-per-view where I can watch it on a dodgy Fire Stick?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Like HBO or something, has a pay-per-view, or I don't know. Something to make money. I know that like he really needs it, but
Google says be sure. See, now I'd say be sure because I'm sure Alex told us it was named because of its ambushing skills. It was an ambush fish, and it was a French person that discovered it. So a French person would say ambitieux.
But the one thing though, you have to be sure how you pronounce
it. Yeah. We'll start off that and we'll say be sure.
Be sure of it, no matter what you do.
We'll say it twice. We'll call it the Irish. Be sure.
Yeah. We'll be sure to do that.
F the French, yeah. I'm up with that.
Right?
C'est the law.
Yep. I'm not sure where we're at in the chat right now, but I'm just following what you're doing there. So, yeah. Oh, there we are.
Oh, Craig's catfish is in.
Hey, Craig, how you doing, mate? And I think Jeff Kane's in the house too.
Yeah, we were just talking about his fish room, weren't we? How I like how it's all different tanks and all different scapes.
Yeah, it's like every tank is its own world.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that,
and that's what they are, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what they are. The little worlds just disappear into for 5 minutes while you're having your coffee. And
that's right. It's nice to be able to make their world a nice one while we're at it, right? It's good.
Yeah.
I've always found, and I said on other streams and other videos and everything, that aquarium keeping to me is like, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I can be having some really hard times, but I can always make it better by making something else, trying to make something else better that I can actually do, that I have control over, because we don't have control over everything in our life. I mean, some things are out of our hands. A lot of things are out of our hands that we think we have control, but we really don't. But it's nice to be able to have some things that you can actually control and make it nice. To me, that gives me some balance in life, a little bit. Gives you a chance to feel good about something, But,
Nathan Horby's in. So I just missed him there.
Oh, hello, Nathan. Nathan, welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
Yep.
He's been doing some live streams, and I've been watching some of those.
Yep.
He does a great job. Very nice. Yep, indeed. So, for those who have just joined in here, we're talking about elitism in the hobby, and just so you know that where we're talking from, we're just talking about, even when it comes to that, I was talking with Nathan, in fact, and I remember we were talking about black mollies.
Yeah.
And I, I'm glad he's here because I can kind of go over this a little bit, because he was talking about, he says, well, I got some black mollies from PetSmart. And I told him, I said, well, I didn't get mine from PetSmart. And I think he took it wrong. He said, la-ti-da. And I didn't mean to say that, well, I bought fish from PetSmart before.
Yeah.
But I got my, from a different source, but
yeah.
I wasn't trying to downgrade what he has. I mean, although I can see, but it's the way, getting the information across, it might have sounded.
Oh, definitely. Because I mean, I'm slightly dyslexic, so when I'm reading stuff, I read something on the screen, and I can read it 15 different ways, and just put on a different attitude for each way I've read it, and that's how I would take it. So it's hard when you're reading chat to actually realize that something was just a joke.
Right. It's not like the saying from a comment that I read.
He's answered you for that one, I think. He says, "Shove them up your backside, Jeff." I'm only joking. Only joking.
Take it wrong. I didn't take it wrong. I was. Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure, because I can see where they can look like I'm, kind of stuffy, and I don't want to ever be that way. I mean, I'm just I'm a pretty free flowing guy. I like to have fun. And
I don't go to PetSmart. I go to places where they give me free champagne. My stuff. Right. Speaking of that, I went out with my friend before Christmas, and he's got a passion for expensive watches and things like that. You think nothing to spending £2,000 on a watch, or I think the most he's paid $7,000. So when we go to Vegas, that's what he likes to do, is buy watches when we're there and bring them back. Well, before Christmas, we went out. We're supposed to be for a couple of drinks, like a Christmas party, just those kind of thing. And we went to this jeweler's, and he paid £2,000 for a watch. And we're supposed to be on the drink that day. So I says to him, "Can you hurry up? Because I'm missing drink time, yeah." Even though I don't wear a watch, I went, "Can you hurry up? We're missing drink time." And he says, "Well, if you want, I can go and get you a drink with the back." So he come out with two beers from the back of the jeweler shop.
Oh,
perfectly beers, keep with it. That's what happens when you spend that kind of money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't even wear a watch, but I would never ever spend that money. He's not, "Oh well, get one." I said, "Nah, I've got them kind of wrists that just do not suit watches."
Yeah, me too.
Some people, I've got them stupid lumpy bits like Sylvester Stallone on my wrists, and the watch always either sits above it or below it. You can see it there, that lump.
Yep, I used to wear Fitbit watches. Just to measure my steps and all that kind of stuff, and my heart rate and everything. And I don't even wear that anymore. It's just I just don't like wearing them.
Yeah, I think it's because your hands are in and out the tanks all day now, and you just think, you're not just that. Your mobile phone's never out your hand and times on that. So I just think, well, why would I waste something extra to get robbed of this?
Yeah, I don't wear. Like I say, I'm in my hands in the bank doing stuff, and I don't need to know how many steps I've taken in a day. I can tell at the end of the day if I'm tired or not. I'll know if I've exercised enough. But,
I mean, when I go to Vegas, it's basically to have a drink, a few good steaks, maybe taking a show. I mean, we've tried to see boxing twice, and both times it's been cancelled.
Oh.
Yeah, we went to see we went to see one of the UFC things there. That got cancelled because of COVID. And then we were supposed to see You got. I'm used to that names. That Mexican with the red hair.
Mexican with red hair. I'm not sure who that is.
God. I'm sure he fought Triple G. You got Canelo.
Is he a wrestler?
No, Canelo. That's who it is, Canelo. Yeah. It was just before he had just before KG Aquatic separated. I was supposed to go and see Canelo, and it was at the time when quarantine for COVID, you need COVID passes, and you had to do all that. So we went to the airport the day before to have them test for COVID. Of course, he didn't. He test positive for COVID before we were due to fly to Vegas the next day to see Canelo. So we got all the money back because of COVID, but we didn't get the money back for the fight tickets. And it's the most money I've ever spent on a fight. I mean, I've seen Nigel, I don't know if you know, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank as boxers. I've seen both of them for under £45.
Now, were you going to fly to that event?
Yeah, in Vegas, yeah.
So you got your money. Okay, when COVID hit,
we got the money back off the holiday, but we didn't get it back off the tickets. And guess how much it cost? It was £600 each.
That was for the boxing
for the Canelo fight? Yeah, for the Canelo fight.
See, we were going to Toronto, and United Airlines would not refund our money.
Right.
They wouldn't refund it because of COVID, and they would not refund us the money.
See, ours was like a package holiday for Vegas itself, so we got all that money back. But we had bought the tickets on credit card, and credit cards normally pretty good, but we never got the money back for the tickets as he's not.
Well, we got the hotel money back. We got the whole hotel money back, but we didn't get what United Airlines did is they wanted to give us a voucher for it. And so Kathy had a conference that she was going to speak at and go there. So we were going there. We had the hotel set up, going to go and do her thing, and then we're going to stay there the weekend and then come back from Toronto back home.
Yeah.
And that was in April. That's when they canceled all the flights coming in and out of the United States on the day that we were supposed to fly out. And then, of course, the hotel there got closed down because of COVID. But we lost a lot of money. I think our flight, because we fly out of a local airport near us. We don't go to a hub. Yeah. So we were going right from Lansing all the way there. And it was expensive. It was probably $1,000, maybe $1,500 for both of us to go there.
Yeah.
We lost it. We lost it all.
Wow.
It was really not good.
But, Skipper's in the house. Skipper Aquariums.
Hello, my friend. Yes, I see now. I put the banner up there. Good to see you, sir. He just got some Limia Vittata, I think they are. They're Cuban Limias. And because I'm getting into like some of the different live bears and stuff, I just noticed he had a video. I checked them out. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got them from Dan's Fish too. But those little Limias, the Cuban, they come from Cuba. That's where they originate from. Those ones.
Yeah. So Dan's Fish, I take it he must be big in your country then, isn't he? For online fish.
And I'll tell you what, in the United States, of course, you got big companies like you got Aquarium Co-op, you got other big fish farms and stuff. But when it comes to tropical fish, in my opinion, I've always said this to Dan, and he kind of maybe gets embarrassed when I say it, but I said to him, I said, in my eyes, you're the ambassador to tropical fish in the United States because he is, for the hobby, I can't think of anybody who's done more, really, to try and promote aquarium keeping and also, offering a huge number of fish, different types of fish, and he really does a great job.
Yeah. Craig's saying he charges Aussie prices. Yeah, I've noticed because them manic pose, you can get them much cheaper than that. I think he was wanting $80 or something, wasn't he, for manic pose when he had them on the expensive list?
Yeah, 79. Yeah, 70. Yeah, with tax. Yeah,
that was steep. That.
Yep. There's some of the. I mean, like I said, his shipping practices are really good. I mean, you pay a little more, but the thing with him is that. He's the kind of businessman that if you get the fish, even there's a live arrival guarantee, but a lot of the times he'll even go beyond that because he knows that these fish are really well. I think I heard him say one time somebody had the fish and they died within and he knew the people. I'm not sure if he does this for everybody, but they died within like a week, and he refunded the money to them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of rare when you have something like that. I know that years ago, like at Myers and places, like it's a department store where you'd buy fish, and you'd have 7 days to bring the fish back if it died within a week. And I don't know. What's that?
Paul's here. Big fish lad.
Oh, hello, Paul. Welcome.
He's just been to New York. He's just come back from New York.
Yes. I caught up on 2 of his videos that I had missed when he had out today. And you should go over and check it out. I mean, he had some problems in his fish room caused by the water company.
Oh, that's the one I told you about the other week, man. Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one before he went on holiday. Yeah.
Yep.
He lost a load of fish.
So I went to his new one, and I realized I missed the one you told me about. You told me I had something going on. I think Kathy had a doctor.
Yeah, that's great. It was a pre-visit for her eyes, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I went back to watch the first one first, then I came back to the new one and continued and finished watching it. So, yeah, he got devastated by that. You know, if they did doing like a chemical flush through the system and lost some really, really beautiful fish. It's hard. I you know, like I said, was it last week or the week before? I just recently lost my Vieja Argenti, and that was one of my bucket list fish.
Yeah.
But like I said, that was, I think he was just too big for the tank I had him in, and I don't know. It just, sometimes you try to do the best thing and ends up, it could be better, you know. Simple fact of the matter. That's what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. But hopefully that's not the case. Yeah. So, what we got here? That's Jeff Kane. He says, oh, yeah, get back to work tonight. Yep. Yeah, Keith's got a great store. He sells a lot of botanicals and food and different stuff and fish. I check his. I'm on his site probably at least once a week anyway. Getting on there doing some window shopping and whatnot. He says, Jeff Kane, my wholesaler, is doing Northfin stock order. So he's, what do you want? Okay. Yeah, in last week when I did an unboxing last week, I had all the Northfin food that Chris sent me, and I've just about ready to start doing that. So another thing on some of these, I can go around live and feed some of the fish at some point, but I'm just about ready to break into them, so that'll be fun too. So as I mentioned to you, I'm not sure if I mentioned to you this stream or not, Mal, but I did tell you that Patty's going to be coming back for a special at some point.
Yeah, he just mentioned it before. He's come back to talk you through it at tank.
I could probably do a setup on a tank. I could probably do it in about 40 minutes, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then set it up and then see how it looks and then go from there.
What I would do, Jeff, I would just video yourself preparing the tank beforehand and then have that as a little presentation as you're swapping over, so we can watch a presentation if you're just getting all your stuff together. And then we'll say, lights, camera, action, and then you've got to go and do it all in one take. Yeah, do it all in one take. Did you have the generation game in your country, by any chance?
Generation game?
Yeah. It was like a Saturday night, kind of light-hearted comedy, kind of short...
Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, it was basically to take the piss out of the contestants. Get a comedian to take the piss out of the contestants doing daft tricks.
Ah.
No, it was really good.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if we had that or not. I know we had a show called Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's different. That's I've seen Saturday Night Live. That's where all the comedians done the time before they went, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think we covering the elitism for the revisit. I thought we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Just
I
just
wasn't expecting to do that one.
like when you're dealing with your fish, and it's okay to be proud of your fish, but when you go dangling your pearls before the swine, just remember, it's not.
Yeah.
It makes. I mean, I can't believe that some people would actually go there and say something like that. That is just that goes beyond elitism. That's more of a mental health issue, I think. I'm not sure.
So you definitely when you read some of the comments and stuff like that, and you see just when you're on Facebook and you're reading other people's comments, you think, is there something actually missing? What did your mom and dad not give to you as a young'un that you really needed? 9 times out of 10, it's a good smacked arse.
That's right, and that's there's that's a whole another subject. As far as the way the upbringing is over the generations, it's getting a little out of hand, really, when you get right down to it. I know that back when I was a young boy and stuff, you stepped out of line, you would you get taught the right way, and that wasn't really elitism. That was just right from wrong. It was discipline is what it was.
My dad used to breathe the life out of us. Proper breathe the life out of us. But it never done you no harm. I was actually more scared of my mum. Because all my mum used to do was say, "Oh, freaky dad comes in. What do you want us to do?" You were panicking then. What do you want us to do? Because you just knew it was a good hiding. And my dad never ever swore in his life. I only heard him ever swear a few times. And if you ever heard him swear, you knew he had to duck, run, and cover as quick as he could. And then when I first started working down the shipyards, I started working with my dad. And at the time when I first started working down the shipyards, Jeff, I was 8.5 stone, 6'1", 8.5 stone, wet through. I was skinny. I looked like I'd just come out the Belsill, to be quite honest. And when I first started down there, there's big, rough shipyard work. I was just dragging us all over. How are you, daft little effing there? Come on, dragging us all over the engine room, this thingy. I just remember my dad shouting down the engine room going, Martin, do you want me to come down and do that to you? I've never seen a man go whiter in my whole life. He panicked like hell. And then afterwards, I didn't realise, but when I was coming out, one of the blokes says, "Is that your dad, Nipper?" I went, "Yeah." He says, "I'm pleased someone didn't start on you, because you would have kicked anyone in it." And apparently, my dad was one of the hardest people in the shipyards. He never ever swore, but when we were down the shipyards, he swore like a trooper. And I remember the first time I started working with him, and he started swearing like an Irishman in a huff. He started swearing, I just got the shivers up my back, because straight away I just thought that meant you were getting a good hiding as a kid. And I thought, Jesus, Dad, stop it, man, that work, for God's sake. Yeah.
That's the thing of it, when you control that kind of power, you don't need to yell loud. I mean, he knows that the power that goes behind those gentle words carries weight.
Oh, definitely.
So that's that's the ones you got to watch out for. Definitely.
Elliot must have known the sort of word I had said. What's that fella saying?
I understood it.
Yeah. You have to tune in. You have to tune in at the very start of the show, Sailing, and then you can acclimatise yourself to my voice.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the show, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll send you an Enigma machine over so you can decode it later.
It's been a good show, though. I think the elitism topic has been really good. I mean, it really is helpful for a lot of people and how they portray themselves to others, and I think it's
First class fish says Catholic. Yeah, that's where I'm from, the Catholic school, Catholic family. Catholics were the last ones to give up punishment in school, where everyone was getting a cane at school. And Catholics were the last ones to give it up. They were wicked. I had 2 nuns in mine, and you were more scared of the 2 nuns than you were of the teachers. They all had it in them.
Kathy went to Catholic schools, all-girl Catholic schools, when she was growing up, her and her sister, and she'd say the nuns were really strict with them, too. They would...
Brian says he couldn't understand Mal neither. I bought this fancy mic as well to try and make it sound better.
I can understand it.
I don't mind. I'm used to it. Being a Geordie, I've had it all my life. Where's Wee? He loves me voice.
That's why That's why Vince called you a Geordie.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's people from Newcastle are called Geordies because there's a couple of reasons. They were called Geordies because of King George's men, because we fought off the Scottish for him, or because the miners had these lamps that were called Geordie lamps.
Oh.
And apparently we were the first ones or the last ones to use them or something like that, and that's why the name stuck. So there's two reasons why we could be called Geordies, but no one knows for definite.
All right. Well, that's interesting. We learned something new on that too. That's good. I didn't know that. I just remember him calling you a Geordie, and I just putting two and two together. I was like, wait a minute now. I remember hearing that word before.
Yeah.
Because he wrote on there, it says, yeah, you're my Geordie or something like that. And I was like, what?
Geordie brother.
Fathom says he's a huge fan of North Fin. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah. Do you get North Fin? Is it a Canadian company or is it in America as well?
It's a Canadian company, but I got mine from Canada.
That's great. Why you got some off Chris the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, Chris sent some to me, and I've had it for a while. I just did the unboxing last week. I took it out and on the stream and everything. But like I said, I'm getting real close to the point. I'm going to break into it and do some live feedings because I have a feeling. Of course, the way these fish eat around here, I know they're going to love it because you can read the ingredients online on it, and got some really fantastic ingredients. I mean, you can tell that they're going to like it.
I think Salient had a couple, didn't he? He got a big batch of free stuff from North Fin. I think he was.
Oh, Jesse did?
I think he did, if I remember rightly.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's always nice getting free things.
Oh, yeah. I put in for a sponsorship with Hikari, and they said that they were all filled up now with their sponsorships for the year. Of course, that was in 2023, though, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe my channel.
I got that same email of Hager.
What's that?
I got that same email of Hager. Sorry, our sponsorships are all filled up for the next few months.
You should say, well, I'm already in the sponsorship, so
yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think they just don't realize.
I think with Hager, I think it's basically a lot of people under the same name of Nicole. I think it's probably just one of them generic names that they all go by.
Oh.
So I think that could be the case for that.
Yeah, it might have been somebody else that you received your email from.
So your Nicole may be a different Nicole to my Nicole.
Maybe.
And so, because sometimes I've had emails and the masks kind of slipped and they've said a different name. And I think, oh, well, then I thought I was talking to Nicole. Oh, yes, I am Nicole. She's on holiday.
Oh, I got an interesting thing here I just seen pop up. Scuds are the crabs of the hobby and duckweed is the herpes. You know what? Those scuds are...
Yeah, I'm going to put this one on. How about this for lists? Mal, I'll send you an email. Hey, God sends me. I have to dig through my junk folder.
Oh, yeah.
They've
offered to send him stuff and he just refuses it? Is that what happens?
No, he actually uses it. I'm sure he uses a Hager heater, but he's got a point. A lot of the stuff Hager do send you, I mean, I can see it because a lot of the stuff is junk and a lot of the stuff is good. If I went out and bought half of it, I'd definitely buy that heater I had got in that tank.
Oh, yeah.
Would I buy the rod heaters that they've brought out now, the newer rod heaters? I'm still
I love it. That's one of my better heaters, the titanium rod.
Is it?
Oh, it's great. It comes with a separate controller, and it really does a good job. Keeps the temperature really, really precise on mine.
I bought one from Mainhead Aquatics. That's like a mid-range one. So I bought that one. And I got this one sent off Hager that I've still got to do the review on.
Okay.
That's like a rod one. It's supposed to be that explosive proof glass, but when I looked at it online, it's quite expensive compared to other rod ones, and I thought there must be something special about it, but I can't say it reading it. But I'll have to give it a good read to see why it costs so much compared to other rod ones. Because I mean, you can buy rod ones for next to out.
Yeah, I've had one of my hydro heaters went out very quickly. It was like a month after I did it.
Yeah.
One of the little enclosed ones, a little mini. But that's the only one I've had that's gone bad. I mean, they're not. I haven't had any problem with their products really, except for that one heater. But I mean,
the two upstairs are really, really generic, cheap ones from China. I mean, I think I paid for a 200-litre one and a 300-litre one. I think I had paid about £17 for the two of them, and they're still going fine.
Yeah,
still working fine. And you just think, well, why am I paying this bit extra when they're still working fine? I was a bit worried about one of them because it whistled from the day I got it, and I just thought that's not right. But it's still going fine. I've had the little ammeter in the water to see if there's any stray current of it, and it's fine.
Yep. When it comes to their stuff, though, I said I'll take any product you want to send me, and then I'll do my review on it. And
especially when you've got a room as big as yours, Jeff. You know, if you were to go and buy it,
I'm not made of money, so it might not be the best, but if it works and it does the job, I'll use it. Simple fact of the matter, I'm not going to be.
I honestly thought you would have went down the line of heating the room rather than the tank.
Well, like I say, it's so big. I have only two vents down here.
Yeah.
And the furnace is right over here, but it keeps it down here in the wintertime. Right now, it's chilly outside. When it's really cold out, I mean really cold, say in the single digits, it keeps it down here about 68, which is not bad.
Yeah. I mean, stupidly with the Hager things, because you know how I got that light and I got the heater. They had put us off, and I had just totally forgot about Hager as a company. I just thought, if they get in touch, they get in touch. And then they finally did get back in touch after, I think, I had just sent them an email just saying, did you actually watch my video? And then they must have got back a month later and says, well, we'd like to send you a light and a heater.
You got to talk. Yeah, you have to email them because they are so busy. And that's what I do is once I get my video out, I'll let Nicole know that the video's out, send her the link to it on email, and then she'll go through it, and then she'll come back with a list of other products that any of these you want to try, review. And I'll say
about it. I just send us what you want to send us. I'll do whatever you say because I'm not really.
Oh, I always pick through the list that she sends because if it's something that I don't want to get something that I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
I generally will pick something that, if it's a heater, I'll always take a heater because it's always good to have extra heat, in case of an emergency or something.
I mean, that backfired on us saying that because you sent us the smallest light and the smallest heater. The way if I had my head screwed on, I could have got a heater that actually would have worked for the tank. And I wouldn't have to go and buy that one from Maidenhead Aquatics.
Yep, that's right. All you got to do is say, I'll take do you have anything 200-watt heater range or whatever wattage you need? I'd say, yeah. Definitely.
Guess who's turned up in chat?
Who's that? Oh my goodness, Alex, my friend. It's excellent.
Good to see you, Alex.
Yes. I spoke with Alex a while back on Messenger and asked him if he'd like to be on the show sometime, and he said he would. So we'll see. That would be a great idea when I do the dirted tank also with you and Patty. That would be. Would that be something?
Putting us on the spot now.
I don't want to put
me
Alex on the spot. But I tell you, you want to talk about inspiration? I've been watching his channel for probably about as long as he's been doing it. Actually, and sub just as long, and the amount of information that young man right there has is incredible.
Yeah.
I've learned so much.
There's one thing about him. He certainly does his research, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, the new fish species coming out, all kinds of information on how to keep the fish and what types, where they're at, where they're from. Really fantastic. That's wonderful. Yep. And
Jim Fish.
Well, hello there.
I've never seen him in your chat before, Jeff.
No, I haven't. Welcome to the channel here. It's great.
Welcome.
Wonderful. We have a really nice...
All the good stuff. We've run out of stuff to talk about now.
Well, the best stuff to talk about is the people that are in here. We got all these fantastic folks in here. A big nerd. Well, you know what? That's the way I am too. I'm a fish nerd.
I think we just don't want to admit it to our wives, do we? Well, I don't. That's for certain. I don't admit it to my wife. She turns a blind eye, and I'm quite happy.
Mine too. Well, she doesn't really turn a blind eye, my wife, but she really is very supportive. I tell you what, though, I am extremely lucky with Kathy because she's so very supportive of me. She likes. If I'm happy, she's happy, and that's the way she is. She says it makes you happy, so that's wonderful.
Right.
Very wonderful. Yes. Brian, too.
That's Brian taking the mickey out of me for my football team.
Oh, right.
The whole of England's jealous because we've been bought over by the Saudis, and we've probably got more money than like to think of something big in your country. We've probably got more money than Rockefeller.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? The wild tape meadows that I've been keeping, Mel. I wanted to say this before I forgot about it. I started getting interested in those a few years back when I seen that Alex was keeping those.
Right.
And a lot of the dwarf cichlids, like the apistos and stuff that he's had. And that's where I've been kind of like graduating away from the African cichlid, trying to, getting into more of the dwarf cichlids and the wild type bettas, and it's influencers like Alex and a few others that really have shaped my outlook on the hobby, which is great. Winning.
Alex is cracking jokes. His wife's very supportive because he's not married.
Oh. Yeah, enjoyed that time. But I tell you something, I wouldn't change a thing, though, actually, to be honest with you. It's nice. It's nice not being... it's nice having somebody in your life. You'll find somebody, too.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. If you just tone down that elitism.
Oh, yeah, we need some... Yeah, I think I'm pretty much limited by the amount of money I have as to how big my fish room will ever be.
I bet he ends up with Nicole from... There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep. I think down here in my fish room down here, I probably have room for at least double the tanks I have, if not triple. If I decided to really...
Easy, Jeff.
I got so much room down here.
I could fit my whole house in your basement, and I've got a 3-story townhouse.
I could probably easily have, well, not easily, but I could have probably 200 tanks down here if I wanted. With the space that I have. But like I say, my wife's studio is over on the other side, and that's her area. So it's about 15 feet by about 20 feet by about 15 feet wide is her area. But the rest of this place, I mean, it's pretty big down here.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the tanks that I have down here. I don't want to get I don't want to get overwhelmed with having to spend, 8 hours a week down here doing maintenance. I come down here and do all the tanks. I can get it all done, and probably to do everything, all the filters and everything, probably 2 hours a week. I can get it all done.
Yeah. Is that not how Nirvana got together? Because they love a fish.
What's that now?
Is that not how Nirvana got together with their love of fish for tropical fish before Kurt Cobain decided to check out?
Oh.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure David Grohl of the Foo Fighters now. I'm sure they're all were into tropical fish around Seattle. And that's how they got together first before the music. I might be just making that part up to be quite honest, but I'm sure they did. Rock stars and fish. If you ever get a chance, there's a footballer from France called Thierry Henry. Have a look at his fish tank. He was like a big... Wait, Arnold know who he is. But he's got one of them ones that goes from the first floor to the second floor of his house.
Let's see, we got Sam is mentioning something. Dear God, you guys started when I was at Costco. I went to Sportsman's and now I'm home. You are still talking about fish. Well, it's a fish channel. That's
I'm
what we do here.
questioning your sanity. You're right.
That's what we do here.
I'm questioning my sanity for watching.
Sanity.
Wait,
Well, you know
what do you think me voice?
Like Alex said, when you're a fish nerd, you enjoy the hobby, and it's just we get together once a week and talk about it. It's easy to do. Time flies, man. I tell you, especially flies when you get older. I get rattling on. I just go on and on. So, yeah.
It's probably one of them things I've heard down the pub that's not even true about Nirvana.
Oh, what about Nirvana? I'm sorry, did I miss something?
Yeah, when I was on about Nirvana, how they all got together as a band was through Tropical Fish. But yeah.
What?
Which was something I've been told is a joke in a pub that I've took for real.
Is that the same Nirvana that was co-hosting with Vibes?
No, Nirvana, the rock group. Jeff,
okay. Oh, okay.
You're showing your age now, mate.
Yeah, right. I thought he had a co-host named Nirvana. I was like, wait a second, what am I missing?
Yeah, was it Nirvana or was it?
Yep. Nirvana.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey.
Nirvana. Then he also has a co-host. I think her name is Smokey Smoke, I believe.
Yeah.
And a few others. Yeah, he's got a great stream. I really enjoy it.
Taylor Swift has a great white shark. That's another one I'll probably start around the pub when I go to the pub later. I'll have to start researching these things before opening my mouth.
Right. Let's see here. And then Alex says, Wife won't listen to any new fish info these days. So time flies talking fish with friends online. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I talked to my wife about fish and she just kind of like listens, but she's not into it like what we are. So it's not quite the same, but absolutely. Ozzie Albies, the Atlanta Braves baseball player, recently got into fish and started a YouTube channel called Ozzie Albies on YouTube. Oh, okay. And then Sam's talking about Nirvana Aquatics here. Serena had health issues. Oh, I didn't know that. And Smokey's name is Mariah. Yep. I just know that when she was on there right now, he would somebody referred to her as Smokey Smoke and said that. But yeah, they're really nice girls. Absolutely. Well, what time is it right now, Mel? Anyway, I mean, we have been going for a good
month. It's 10:30. 10:30 in England.
So it's 5.
You've been going for nearly 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's good. I think we really covered a lot of good territory. And had a good time. Had a good time talking about the stuff, about the different languages.
About Nirvana, the rock group. I think we should just cancel that off. We'll delete this part out of the show, Jeff, because I think I was wrong. I think I've been had down the local pub.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it, so I
see nothing online about it. So,
all right. I don't follow. I mean, I listen to music on the radio, but I don't really follow anything really too. Oh, something else? I also have the rheumatoid arthritis. I have the psoriatic autoimmune, and I yesterday had my infusion for that. I get an infusion every 8 weeks, and I'm sorry to hear that about her. The rheumatoid arthritis is extremely painful. I know for a fact because I have it. But the key is for me is that you got to keep going. The minute you stop working, the minute you stop moving, is when it gets really bad. But I wish her the best. I'm gonna say a prayer for her later, and hopefully everything will be all right. Yeah, that's too bad. And Elaine says, please don't talk about food. I had a Reuben sandwich and myself.
Oh, Reuben sandwich. Did you have a pickle on the side?
Yes, my mother had lupus, Alex. She had lupus, so I think I got some of my autoimmune issues from my mom. And yeah, it's not easy, but we do the best we can with what we got, you know. Hopefully that as long as we're able to do what we need to do in life and enjoy it as much as we can. That is, it's rough having the autoimmune, though. It really is. I had terrible psoriasis all over about probably 80% of my body. Now it's virtually gone.
It's really good, that, Jeff.
The only problem with it is when I get the infusion lasts about 3 to 4 hours, and it kind of paralyzes you a little bit when you're sitting in the chair when you got the IV in and stuff. But other than that, the only thing I can say is it makes you extremely tired all the time. I mean, it really before I was bouncing off the walls with energy, and now it's just basically I'm just rolling along. You know, I'm just not as energetic as I once was, but it's worth it though because I'm not uncomfortable. I'm able to sleep at night now. Well, when I go to sleep, I mean, usually about 4 o'clock in the morning, but when I'm able to sleep, I'm able to actually sleep soundly. Where before I'd wake up in the middle of the night with my, you know, drenched in blood from ripping myself raw.
You do. I've got it. Mine tends to be in sweaty areas. Also, that's why I have to keep my head shaved. Not because I'm bald, but if my hair starts growing in, it starts growing in along the hair follicle as well.
Yeah, I gave myself a haircut last week, and I almost ended up shaving it because I mean, I can still touch it, but it's a lot shorter than I wanted it to be. But anyways, I think we've.
I think we've covered everything you wanted to cover, didn't you, Jeff?
Yeah, I think so. And it's been absolutely. It was a great stream. I really enjoyed it.
What's the plans for next week? Because I'm not here next week.
Plans for next week. I haven't
unless I hijack it again. Who knows?
Yep. If something happens, hijack it away. You know, that's fine. I haven't really thought about next week yet. I'm still trying to get through this day. You know, I don't think too far ahead as far as that goes. But I'll think of something. And it should be pretty fun. And here's Daniel. It's always a good time, Daniel. And another thing too, I've been meaning to reach out with Daniel. I want to get him up here. It's been such a long time. And you have a good evening, Daniel. Thank you so much, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. And have a good night, Sweet Acres, and good night to everybody else in the chat. And you go ahead and say your goodbyes, Mel, then I'll wrap us up.
Right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody.
How does the mic sound? Because obviously I'm only just learning how to do mic stuff. Does it sound all right?
Big thumb up here. Sounds great. So everybody, don't forget to feed yourself, but also feed your addictions because they need to eat too. So we'll see y'all next time.
When you bring your thumbs up, a little thumbs up, come on the screen.
That's right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
The right hand.
Thank you.
Doesn't work for me.
Bye-bye.
Doesn't work for me, Jeff. Just works for you. You've got the magic. You're the funds. Hey, cutting hair.